So, hello everyone. Shit. Wait. Nope. Yep. So, welcome back. The what's wrong with you, man? Okay, I will like this. Okay. Yep. So, welcome back to my vlog again. And in this vlog, I want to talk about something that I think happens very often in everyday life. What is that? That's people always pretending to be okay. I think many people are carrying things silently without realizing it. From the outside, someone may look completely fine. They smile, they laugh, they continue their routines normally. But internally, from the internal, they may feel exhausted, overwhelmed, confused, or emotionally tired. And honestly, I think modern life teach people how to hide emotions very well. One thing I realize is that many people feel pressure to always appear strong. Society often praises people who seem calm, productive, confident, and emotionally stable. Meanwhile, vulnerability is sometimes misunderstood as weakness. And because of that, many people slowly learn how to hide what they truly feel, even from close friends, even from family. And honestly, carrying emotions silently can become very heavy over time. Another thing I notice is that many people are afraid of becoming a burden. They think, I do not want to bother anyone. Other people probably have their own problems too. I should handle this myself. And honestly, those thoughts make people isolate their emotion even more. Sometimes people just desperately need support but still convince themselves to stay silent. I also think some people hide emotion because they are tired of explaining themselves repeatedly, especially when they feel misunderstood. Sometimes people open up once and receive responses like, you are overthinking, just stay positive, everyone feels stressed. And honestly, response like that can make people feel emotionally unseen. So, eventually, they stop talking about their feeling altogether. Another thing about the pretending to be okay is how exhausting it becomes mentally. Because acting emotionally fine requires energy too. Smiling when tired, replying normally while emotionally overwhelmed, continuing routines while mentally exhausted, and honestly, invisible emotional exhaustion is still real exhaustion. I think many people underestimate how hard silent struggle can become, especially because emotional pain is not always physically visible. Another thing I realize is that social media makes emotional masking even more common. Online, people usually post the good moments, happy photos, achievement, fun experience, and honestly, after seeing constant positivity online, many people feel pressure to appear okay too, even during the difficult periods. Sometimes people are struggling deeply but still posting a smiling picture, and honestly, that contrast feels sad sometimes because it shows how disconnected appearance can be from reality. Another reason people pretend to be okay is fear of judgment. People feel looking weak, too emotional, too sensitive, and honestly, society can sometimes be uncomfortable with honest emotion. People often prefer easy answers over difficult emotional conversation. That is why many people keep struggle private. I also think some people become so used to hiding emotions that they no longer know how to express themselves honestly. They automatically say, I'm fine. The fuck? What's wrong with you, bro? Hey, I'm fine. Yep. Even when they are not. And honestly, emotional suppressions can slowly make people feel disconnected from themselves too. Because emotions ignored for too long do not disappear completely. They usually stay quietly inside. Another thing I notice is that people often hide the pain while still helping others. Sometimes, kindness, people are also carrying heavy emotion effortlessly. They support everyone else. They listen to others. They appear emotionally strong. But mentally, they may also feel tired and they just feel overwhelmed with everything. And honestly, I think many people who comfort others rarely receive the same emotional care themselves. Another difficult thing about pretending to be okay is loneliness. Because even when surrounded by people, someone can still feel emotionally unseen, especially when nobody noticed the difference between their smile and their actual feelings. And honestly, emotional loneliness can feel heavier than physical loneliness sometimes. I also realize that many people fear how to say it, words. Ah, vulnerability, because vulnerability creates risk. When people open up honestly, they risk rejection, misunderstanding, or disappointment. And honestly, that fear can make emotional walls become stronger over the time. People begin protecting themselves by hiding more, even when deep inside they want someone to truly understand them. Another thing about emotional pain is that it does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like emotional exhaustion, lack of motivations, quietness, distance, continued tired. That is why kindness matters so much, because we never fully know what someone else is carrying internally. We just know about the cover, right? And I also think many people feel pressure to heal quickly. Society often expects people to move on fast, recover quickly, stay productive. But how can, bro? Emotions do not always follow a schedule. Some pain just takes time to process. Some experience leave emotional marks longer than expected. And honestly, healing slowly does not make someone weak. It makes them human, the normal human. Another thing I learned is that pretending to be okay for too long can become emotionally dangerous. Not because emotions make people weak, but because ignored emotions eventually become heavier. Stress accumulates, mental situation, mental just exhaustion increases, our conditions, our emotional, like, yeah, that just appears. And honestly, humans are not put to carry everything in silence forever. I think people need safe space emotionally. Space when they can speak honestly without fear of judgment. Because sometimes people do not need perfect advice. Sometimes they simply need understanding. Someone who silence and someone who listens sincerely. So of course that's difference. And someone who allows them to feel human. Another thing I realize is that many people apologize for their emotions so much. Sorry for bothering you, sorry for talking too much, sorry for being emotional, and honestly that makes me sad sometimes because like emotions are part of being humans. People deserve support without feeling guilty for needing it. I also think like many people confuse emotional strength with emotional silence. But honestly, real strength is not pretending nothing hurt. Sometimes say I'm not okay, that's matter. We can say it. That's not because we're weak, but because we are human too. Like, just to be honest with ourselves. Bye bye.